Hi, my name is Cathy Patterson-Sterling, and I'm the Clinical Director at the Sunshine Coast Health Center. And we're doing a six-part series on relapse and covering some of the common questions that I receive from families and family program around relapse. And one of the common questions I get is around clients and their idea that they want to be a social drinker. And if somebody says that they may possibly drink in the future, does that really mean that they have a solid recovery? And so the answer to that question is people will often, as part of the recovery process, do what's called bargaining with the addiction. And so they pick and choose what substances they think that they can be able to possibly use later. So somebody will say, well, cocaine, definitely, that's a problem in my life. But you know what? I should be able to drink alcohol. I should be able to have a Corona. I'm an adult person. And so that bargaining with the addiction is often a difficult place to be, but it's not necessarily an indication that the person's not strong in recovery. This ability to let go of the drug of choice is part of a natural grieving process. And as we step towards intrinsic motivation or becoming more motivated, people don't naturally just arrive at motivation. So for many people, it's a natural process, and it's having that open discussion and being able to wrestle with that issue, but also being careful of what's called euphoric recall, which is remembering selectively all of the positive moments of the addiction where I felt warm and fuzzy with the alcohol and whatever else it gave me for that brief moment, and then blanking out or editing all of the other parts that were the negative consequences. So wanting the dream of being a social drinker, many people who have alcoholism want to be social drinkers, but the reality is that addiction is that line of negative consequence. And once you cross that line of negative consequence, bad things happen to you. When you decide to drink, you spiral out of control. And so whether we want to come to that realization now or come to that realization later, it's really up to us around what we're going to decide in recovery. But it's really important to be discussing that and being aware of when we're doing what's called bargaining with the addiction. Thanks so much for your questions, and I hope you've enjoyed our six-part series on looking at questions related to relapse. Take care.